occurs to me my laptop, which ran Eclipse fine, is a bit underpowered for Android Studio, I think. I did find I certainly can't run Studio and Genymotion at the same time, so I'll have to shove some more RAM in it or use a different laptop. So this is one I like to drive around for presentations. So for whatever reason, this Panera page isn't working either. So.
I think the
What's
Wi-Fi,
it?
the Wi-Fi here shows slow.
Here's something I'll mess with it. How about we just use 3G? Alright. Okay, so the talks we have scheduled tonight, I'm going to do a kind of a quickie run through of which I was hoping that I could get this network to work. So this might be interesting to try to show you the link that I found this stuff on. Not sure what that's all about. So I'm going to go through a quick walkthrough of how you can use Git to manage a live code walkthrough. Because one of the things we do, for the group, we have a weekly hangout session where we do some development with up to 5 people, including me. The idea there being there is it wouldn't always be me, but anyone could get together with someone else and work on some feature for our app. It's an open source project. And everyone is encouraged to hack away at it at will. And there really is no rhyme or reason about which features can be in the app. We don't care. We're fine having way too many features in our thing because it's meant to be a learning vehicle. So I will do that. But one of the things we found was that you can't. Those things work better sometimes if it's sort of a structured, structured walkthrough where I've already went and developed the code and then we're just going to demo the code. That's one way of doing it. Although the other way is what we would do when we, if 2 people got together and they were going to pair program something, they wouldn't really have it figured out up front. They would actually sit down and work out the details, and we've done that before for the. Like original card images, Dave and I sat in a Starbucks and just hacked away at it. And yeah, you run into issues, but that's part of the learning process, which is one of the goals for those sessions. But if you're going to have a pre-canned idea where you already have the code figured out and you just want to walk through the steps, then you need a mechanism to go through those steps. And then one of the mechanisms are to do diffs between versions, but that implies you have the version saved somewhere. Well, that's one of those things, a source code tool like Git is very good at. So you can actually use that tool to step through your code, and it's actually something that they use internally in some of the bigger software shops. So I'm going to walk through that, show that real kind of quick now because I'm already used up most of my time. Lee is going to demo some equipment. At least a Moto 360 and maybe a Samsung Gear? No. Okay, so he's going to demo the Moto 360. Harvey's going to walk through doing using reflection to do some stuff within Android. Android, the OS hides some things from you. In his particular case, I think he was looking for Wi-Fi information, and Android hides some of the fields from you. So there's a way, but you can still get them through Java if you use reflection, which is he can explain what that is, but he's going to go through that, and then as part of that, he's going to show how to run apps from an ADB shell command line, but not just running the apps themselves, but running specific classes within the app, which is kind of cool if you're testing. If I've misstated anything on anyone's thing, just correct me when we get there. He could make it. Stacy's going to talk about the Tampa Bay Tech Project. Carl is going to talk about using strategic partners to promote your app. Going to be app specific. Dave's going to talk about some key features of Marshmallow, which is the latest release. And Randy, there, is going to talk about some pitfalls and benefits of organizing a single-member LLC. So if you haven't actually set up an LLC, which might be required if you're going to do contract work for folks, or just to do your own apps. I run mine as an LLC, as an S Corp, but he's going to talk about some things that you might want to know there. And if we don't run out of time, I will do a very quick intro of how to set up using Arduino to do different things. It's very simple. You can do a lot of home automation and stuff for very low cost. So with that, I will go ahead and start this thing. All right, so I have some code. Let's pull up a terminal. Oh, you know why it's so slow? I'm running 3 of them. That does not help when you're already memory constrained. What's it?
And it's called Memory App.
Oh, yeah, our app is the memory app. Yeah.
Memory game.
So let's just get into the directory. So if I do a git, so let me run the. I'm having a hard time seeing here. How about this other pair of glasses? All right. So I'm just going to run a git log. I'm going to tell it to decorate it. I don't think we need the graph, so let's get rid of the graph. All right. And decorate just means show where tags and things are. And I'm telling it one line. All right. So you can see in here I've set 2 tags, and these are just local non-annotated tags. So they don't actually. When I do a commit, they won't go up to the remote repository. You can make them annotated, and they'll get treated like real objects and go up. But for this purposes, since these are meant to be sort of a temporary thing that will move around, I don't do that. So I put a tag on this line and on this particular thing, and I put a tab on this one. Right now, I'm actually looking at that one. So I want to really start. Come in.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Come on.
That's fine, no problem.
Come on. So let's check out this other one. Okay, so now if I look, I'm going to start with my head pointer at demo start, and you see the log actually only will go as new as your head is. So if you have other things, it doesn't even show it here. So I have some code here, and then what I could do is just, I'm going to have to get my light. Sorry. Okay, so, that's good. Which one do I want? Can't see. A little bit too dark. Now I gotta be able to see it, plug it in, right? Alright, there we go. I hope that, is that too bright behind people behind me? What's that?
I gotta get one of those lights. It's awesome.
I bought that one in the Philippines. It was like $2. Or, no, actually it was 400 pesos. Alright, so that's your first setup, is you're going to put some tags where you want to. Then you'll want to describe a couple aliases. Alright, so 2 aliases that I'm going to define is this is the first one. Apologize that it might be a little hard to see, but you define you run git config and you define alias.next. So I'm defining the alias next, and it runs this this command here, which it kind of does a checkout of the version, and it looks for the rev list, and then it looks for demo end, and then it gets the last guy in that list. So essentially what Next does is it goes forward in the list, okay, and it goes all the way from head to the end. It won't go past that. That's all that is to it. Okay, and I'll post the link for that. I was hoping I could see Panera here, but yeah, I have no idea why it won't show me Panera. And then the other one. Type it. Let's try this. Let me just do it shorthanded. Alright, and then the other one is I do a previous, and it just says get my current head and get the one right before that. That's what the caret means. So with those two commands, what I can do is I can actually step through the code. So to go to the next element in my get list, I would just say get next, and that would give me the next one. So then what you could do when you do that, there's some different ways of doing that, but one way is to do get diff. Anybody know how to do +1 on get?
What do you mean, +1?
I want to get the head.
Back one? So like tilde one?
Yeah.
after head?
So I would do like get
Tilde
the head.
one.
I would do this one, right? No, I mean that would be the previous one. So
Yeah.
so I could do a diff here, and it would show me the lines that would be next. Now, in this sort of setup where I have like just one little screen, it's kind of hard to do. But if I'm running a Hangout session, I would have this window on one of my monitors, and I'd be just showing the source code editor for the other line, the other window, and then I would know, okay, the first thing I need to do for this particular one. Okay, so if this is where I broke the get rules, and I have a couple non-related things in the same commit. Oops, sorry. So that one really doesn't anything. But down here, all right, I'm doing the code, and obviously if I was doing a real demo, I would walk through this and know what I was going to say on each step. But it shows me a diff, but just between these two versions, and then I would cut and paste this into the code, or I would point out here's the things I'm going to add, and then I would just do get next. So this is in card.java, so you can see in here I'm taking out some private local things here, and I'm doing some global things, right? So if I went over to here, I don't know why I'm getting that error. Last time I updated Studio. So I could go over here to card. Let's just get rid of these for now. By the way, this particular color is a standard one called Darkula. So it makes it look a little bit like Sublime or whatever if you're used to that editor. So if I looked in here, I think that was what I was changing. So I'm going to change start. Oh no, way at the top. So in
Right there.
here, you see I'm going to take these out and make them. That seems a little weird. Okay, well, I could do this, and then we will see this other stuff change here. All right, this is where I wanted to walk through. So it now went to the next thing, and my code should change. I don't see it changed, but it will change. Oops, I think I got my things too soon. So I don't want to kind of belabor what I'm doing, but the idea is you can then step through a pre-developed, pre-committed thing, and you can do several changes in one live code session. And you would set it up so that you would either print these out, these diffs, right? Or just have them available on another device or another screen that you're not actively showing, and then you could see diffs for each one. So now I could do this again, and I would say, okay, in the next commit, I've changed, I've taken away something. Oh, you know what? What's happening? I'm going backwards. That's fine. That's why it doesn't look right. I'm like, what? Why is this going backwards? All right, it really should be this way. All right, so I added something here, right? So you see, now I'm doing the appropriate get style where I have a very small number of changes in each thing, and I could quickly show these. All right, so what do we need to do this next change? All right, so we're going to, in this case, I'm altering the output of a window that's displayed, and I've taken out one of the fields here. I've taken out this guy. So if you compare the two, and I guess I got weird formatting here in the process, but I've removed this field from there, right? And then I would talk about, okay, now I'm going to add in another. This is a part of a get view. It's not showing it here, but I would go in the code, and in the get view, I'm mapping something else. And what I want to do in the get view is I don't want to display my value of cards directly. I actually want to display it times 2. And that's really all that change was. So if I went to the next one, right, I would see the same sorts of things. In this one, I have this one change, and that's it. So it's a good way of kind of using tools to help you walk through multiple changes step at a time. Otherwise, it's really hard to figure out what needs to change each time, and you have to manage in your head all these different versions. This way, you just get to do it. I will show you the link afterwards, since I can't show you the link online. There's actually a link where the guy walks through doing this, and the aliases are directly from what he had. Okay? So if we were to, just to show the difference, if we were to start, so you can see it, and then I will change. Oops. This one? Yeah. Alright, so if I were to run this, this might already be ready. And this is where I'm hoping my laptop goes pretty fast. Alright, Harvey, if you wanna, are you about ready?
Yeah, sure.
Or wait, no, you were gonna do your demo next, right?
Yeah.
Do you need to plug in or anything?
I do.
Okay.